we're going to go here into game number 2. And spawning up in the top left-hand corner, it's the blue Terran player, JadedShard.
And in the bottom right-hand corner, from Risen Competitive, it's the orange Zerg, Stalixx.
Hoo-hoo, and Stalixx maybe saying, you know, it's my turn to be a little bit of a cheeky boy. Getting that pool at 14, gas at 14, or at 15. So, we're going to have to see what he's going to do with this. This reads to me like one of those really, really quick Ravager pushes. And if that's the case, if that's the case, yeah, this is 100% that, yeah. So he's going to get a Roach Warren, he's going to get 3 or 4 Ravagers, follow it up with Roaches, and he's going to try and bust this Terran. This push hits hard and it hits fast, and, you know, I think a lot of this depends on when JadedShard scouts it.
And a little bit about this push that's coming up from the reason you want to get the Ravagers is they're going to get to the Terran base just a little bit faster than the Roaches, and you need to hit that time in order to get damage done to the Terran.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I think a big thing here is, okay, it looks like he's going to get the CC with this SCV and not go scout across the map. Because I'll tell you what, the new Cyclone deals with pushes like these very, very, very well. But most TVZ builds aren't going to blindly get up a Cyclone, so if you don't identify this until too late, and you don't get up the Cyclone, sometimes you just get bopped in the face.
Sure, and even if JadedShard gets up that Cyclone, it comes down to a battle. That Cyclone is every bit as vulnerable to Corrosive Bile Fire or the long range of the Ravagers as the Ravagers are to the lock-on of the Cyclone. So it's all going to come down to that.
This Reaper is coming across the map. It's going to see 4 Lings, and this is probably going to alert him to be like, these are fast Lings, but I mean, it doesn't out and out tell him that it's Ravagers necessarily. It still could be, you know, maybe some Ling Bling play, maybe one of those fast pool builds where you try and cancel the CC that has macro behind it, but there's no macro behind it. This is Ravagers, and they're on their way.
And I mean, even still, like, it could theoretically be the 4 defensive Zerglings, but well, there's no doubt anymore. It's not even worth
Now he knows.
It could be Mutalisk, you don't know.
So, no, it's probably not. So he's going to make the correct decision. He's going to get that command center up into the main. But again, he's already started the reactor on that barracks because he was going for reactor Hellion. So now he has to start that tech lab. Oh, the Marine gets picked off on the low ground. There's nothing here. I think this is just GG. This is just GG. Stalixx outmaneuvering JadedShard to, I think, what we're going to see is a very, very, very quick 2-0 victory. Unless he biles his own Ravagers like that. You don't want to do that.
One of the bunkers does finish, and 2 Marines will get out here, so...
Oh, now he biles his own Overlord.
Yeah.
I mean, he's focusing down this tech lab. I don't know if that's the correct decision here. I mean, he's taking a lot of hull damage on these Ravagers, so I might have called this too early. Needs to repair that bunker. That's the only thing that's going to allow this Cyclone to get out. Oof. And now he's focusing on the factory is Stalixx. He's throwing down more biles. But now that second bunker is up. He's going to pick off a few more Marines, but his Ravager count is getting dangerously low, and the Cyclone is about to be out. Has Jaded turned this around? I think he just might have. We called it too soon.
Yeah, this is not great for Stalixx. A little bit of miss micro on the Corrosive Biles and the target fire, and Stalixx is really on. The Terran has 2 bases up. He has army supplies still, and
oh my gosh! A Bile kills a Cyclone and I think, what is that, 2 Marines? And now, I mean, things have kind of reflipped. Another Cyclone is panickedly being started. Now, keep in mind, there's no Overlord for high ground vision this time, and he might just bust this bunker here with these Ravagers. One of them does go down, but ooh, nice target firing, gets 2 of them. But it looks like we might have another full unit count reset here for both these guys. As 2 Ravagers remain, will he get this last one? It's got 3 HP, so it does. What are we watching here? This is very strange.
Stalixx is more and more and more all in, but JadedShard has continued to get more SCVs behind this. He's up 7.
Yeah.
Taking his natural. GG is called.
GG is called. And wow, I mean, I think you really gotta be kicking yourself a little bit there if you are Stalixx, because I mean, he had that game won. I think if he goes into the main, you know, if he doesn't put a bile down on his own Ravager, and he can just cancel out those bunkers, and then, you know, he camps the production, and there's nothing the Terran player can do. But, you know, sometimes the dice fall where they fall.
Indeed, indeed. Sometimes you release your mixtapes and they just no one wants them. You're trying to give them out for free, and then they just hit your own overlord, and
When your
not
mixtapes hit
even the
your own
overlord wants
overlord.
to hear that. So he just explodes, and it's just bad time for everyone involved.
Yeah, no, it certainly sounds like it. I would hate if my mixtapes killed my own overlord.
And I guess what I'm getting at here is SoundCloud rappers aren't very good. So
And, well, I think we can all agree on that. But, you know what? Okay, back on this series. I want to see a normal game here, okay? Because game 1, Jaded tried to get cheeky. Didn't really work out. Game 2, Stalixx tries to get cheeky. Didn't really work out. So 2 very, very, very quick games. And what I would like to see here is both these guys kind of, you know, pseudo gentleman's agreement and be like, all right, you know, we've both reached into our bag of tricks. Now let's, you know, let's put the dukes up and let's start throwing body shots. That's what I want to see.
yeah, yeah. I mean, both these players showing us their cheese, and these are both definitely some cheesy players. But I mean, they can both carry a macro game as well, and that would be very entertaining to see.
Yeah, and they say, you know, the cheesiest thing a cheeser can do is play standard. So we're gonna have to see if that is what goes down here in game number 3 on Port Alexander. And up in the top left-hand corner, it's the orange Zerg player. It is Risen StarCraft.
And in the bottom right hand corner, we have the Red Terran from SC Swarm. It's JadedShard.
And, you know, I gotta say, Port Alexander, a big map. So if we were gonna see a macro game, you know, I wouldn't be shocked if Port Alexander was gonna be the map that they do this on. You know, what game 1 was what? Kairos? Was game
I
1
think so.
Kairos?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Kairos, very small map, quick rush distance. Even Cyber, not a very big map, so you can get those units across very quick. Port Alexander, much bigger. And it actually looks, you know, no SCVs across the map just yet. Although, JadedShard, being a little bit wisening up, he is going to SCV scout this game, which I think is wise. You know, he's going to see standard play, but I always think Terran should do this. I always think they should.
Yeah. I mean, even just to be secure and see that hatch timing and see the saturation on the minerals and the health on the he's not being cheesed, but losing the mining time is worth that sense of security in what your build is doing, right?
Yeah, because now he can comfortably, he's going to go in, he's going to be like, okay, 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 and he can comfortably take his CC on the low ground without having to fear about, you know, those, you know, sixlings that try and dodge around the Reaper or any sort of all-in, right? He's going to be like, okay, for the next, you know, 2 minutes, I know that there's nothing crazy this way comes.
For sure. Do you think we'll see a Nidus?
It's always possible. It's
I think
always
for
possible.
I'm gonna make a call. I think if the game goes past 7 minutes, we see a Nidus.
Okay, okay. I like this action. Um,
But Stalixx also likes his meta builds. He likes to make, 6 to 8 meta, force the Terran to throw up those missile turrets, and then hit him with link blings. That's another possibility here.
Yeah, and I think, you know, kind of the strength of, I was going to say Stalixx, but, you know, watching these guys, both these players is, oh, no, he's not going to get anything with this Reaper, it doesn't look like. Is there unpredictability? I mean, they both have a host of builds that they can go for, both of the macro and the more queso variety. And playing against something like that where you don't know exactly what they're going to do is, even if you have a standard player that's ridiculously good, um, there's always a little bit of comfort in knowing, like, all right, I'm pretty positive I know exactly what my opponent's going to do.
Yeah. Um, and I think these two have played before. They've definitely played before in Validity Team League. Um, I is that enough for them to be playing the player over playing the matchup? I'm not entirely sure, but that can definitely come into play. In each
Yeah,
team.
I mean, probably not, right? Because that's a one-off match in a team league. So, you know, maybe they have a little bit of information, but, you know, for example, like Wrath and I played a series recently, and like We're both pretty intimately familiar with how we play. That is a real example of, I think, like, okay, like, you know, two players that know each other's style. These guys, not on the same team, not having tons of experiences against each other, are going to be a little bit more in the dark as to what's going to be coming their way.
That was a nice pickoff on the Reaper.
Yeah. Though, to be fair, Jaded has seen the third base.
Ooh. So Stim has been canceled, and it's going to be Marauder slow. This is a
Oh,
Hellbat Marauder time.
this is a Hellbat Marauder timing, you're right. And I honestly, these pushes are so cool to me. Because if you go in, unless you physically see a Marauder, it doesn't look that crazily different from, you know, a normal build where you're like, okay, it's, you know, getting reactored Hellions, and I kind of see, you know, a tech lab that's upgrading. You know, all that looks like normal Terran stuff where you're going to assume it's Stim. And unless you get that full scout in, you know, which is going to be tough to do now that this Viking is out, these kind of pushes can blindside you.
Yeah. Um, and I think that's what's going to happen here. You know, if you go for a heavy Ling count, go for a heavy Queen count, you're really going to be weak to this push. That's what Stalixx is doing, but I think he's going to be the aggressor here. And
I'm not sure how good that's going to be for him, as, you know, or Hellions behind a wall or Hellbats behind a wall are going to roast and toast them some Zerglings. And oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, he needs to get a pick on these two Hellions over here on the side. That would be very nice, and he will. But I hope he identifies that and he decides not to push, because
oh yeah, there's not enough Zerglings here to break this. That was a
certainly
very
not.
nice pick on the Hellions, but yeah, Baneling splash on two of the Hellions, and there's a Marauder up front to tank this. Sure, he scouts off the Marauder build. Even a Viking landing in the back, delaying some of these Lings from moving in.
Oh, some nice hits with the Banelings onto the Hellions. But yeah, this just gets cleaned up. These Marauders do a great job tanking with a medevac behind them. But still more links here from Stalixx. And you know that Jaded wants to move out, and this actually could work in his favor because Jaded is going to push out, and I think that he is going to get counterattacked himself. And given how many of those Hellions died, Stalixx might just be able to defend at home with the remaining Lings and Queens.
Yeah, there's every chance in the world that Stalixx takes this off, especially with three Hellions getting picked off 4 for.
Yeah, no, that ends the attack. That 100% ends the attack. A medevac with two Marauders not going to do anything against this. And now here Stalixx
Hellions are out of
comes.
position. This wall's going to go down.
Yes, it is. It is going to go down in a major big way, and even a lot of the bio and the Hellions dying as well. And now the Lings are here, and this time there's not that high Hellion count anymore.
I think this might be it for JadedShard.
Yeah, I think he should be able to hold. The question is how many SCVs is he going to lose in the process? And actually, with more Lings coming across the map, he might not even hold it all. More Hellions are about to come out, but
I mean,
oof.
even JadedShard is going to hold here, but it's now 60 workers to 24.
Yeah.
And Stalixx got a fourth behind us. Now, Jaded does have a third in his main, but it's not landed, and it's not in orbital. And Stalixx's economy is going to spiral out of control here.
Now, a few things to keep in mind here. A lot of damage, but 3 CCs. And 3 CCs means that I don't think Jaded, he's in a bad position, but he's not dead. With 3 CCs, I think he has a chance, if he plays very, very well from here, to make a game of it. But the question is he going to scout this Spire? Spire 3/4 of the way done here. Now for Stalixx, he doesn't have enough gas to really start pumping out the mutas, but he's powered up to those 6 gases now. And if he gets blindsided by mutas and loses like 10 more SCVs, he's going to be in a heck of a lot of trouble.
Baneling speed on the way, as well as +1 melee finishing up for Stalixx. On the other side, +1 armor and +1 attack only have. I think Stalixx is gearing up for another attack here.
Yeah, but 2 Liberators here, one in the third, one in the main, actually getting a good amount of damage done here. One in the main looks like it's getting a little bit driven away, but here at the third, there's not really a lot to contest it. Only 2 drones have gone down so far. Whoa, there's Queen.
Yeah, there's no defense here.
And now it's just kind of sniping off Lings and Banes. Oh, this Liberator's in a great spot. Yeah, and Stalixx is really struggling to deal with these Liberators. There's 4 mutas on the way now. But he loses 10 drones into 11. The damage isn't done. The Liberator in the main is still killing drones. 14 in total. And this is the type of damage, now the mutas come out, they will clear this out, but 15 drones, that's the type of damage and the type of moves that Jaded needs if he wants to get back into this game.
Sure, but I mean, Stalixx is still almost double the worker count of Jaded, so it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, oh, and these Hellions are about to run into a big Ling Bane Force, getting some nice hits off initially. Ooh, if he can blow up a lot of these Banelings, that would be very nice, but I guess the Banelings are the ones that do the blowing up in the end. And now the question is can he hold this wall against the Ling Bane
These
Mutaforce?
Marines are super close to the supply depots. If the Banelings hit the supply depot, they're going to take out the bio with it.
Yeah,
Well,
but there's not enough of them, I don't think, right? He would only have 2 or 3 left over after the wall gets down, and if Jaded can focus fire, you know, the Lings and Mutas cannot fight the stimmed bio. Another thing to keep in mind, the 2-2 of Jaded will be done before even the +2, and at that point it'll be 2-2 to 1-0 and eventually 2-0, and those upgraded bio units just shred on no armor. They shred no armor ground units like Lings and Banelings.
yeah, Carapace super important in this matchup, especially against bio.
Yeah, but I mean, Stalixx is still sharking around. He's making sure that his opponent is still on 2 bases while he gets a little bit of mining up on his 4th. And I think the game plan for him at this point is just Outlast. He knows that Jaded can't stay on 2 bases forever. Eventually, he's going to have to expand, and that is going to put his army in a vulnerable position. But actually, no. He's going to say, screw you, guy. I'm going to go into your natural, and how do you like me now? This wall holding for a little bit, but the tanks are sieged, and oh, they get some good hits. But oh, I'm not sure if it's quite good enough. And all of the mutas except for one go down, and yeah, again, I think, you know, that trade favors Jaded.
Yeah, he definitely traded much more efficiently. A lot of those Banelings went down on the siege tanks, and that's not ideal. It's not ideal.
And another thing, 24 more Banelings here. So Stalixx not wanting to get counterattacked, but a huge thing to note here, I don't think that there is a single creep tumor on the map. And when Terrans start pushing at your bases, one of the things you really, really, really almost need to have is a good creep spread. Now, there is a triple drop coming in right as Stalixx goes for a counterattack. So
This
this...
Thor is really vulnerable.
Oh, yeah, this Thor is dead. It is dead as can be. Hopefully the Banelings don't blow up on it. As, I mean, JadedShard is about to lose his natural, but, I mean, there's nothing back at home to contest this force of Marines. And we could have a base trade here, but, again, I think a base trade that favors the Zerg.
Well, once these Banelings blow up, they're
Oh.
not fighting units anymore as well. There's not very many Zerglings on JadedShard's side of the
Yeah,
continuing to do damage.
Stalixx is desperately trying to get more of these Banelings out to defend against this, but I mean, this bio hyper efficient now with that upgrade advantage, and if he can split well against these Banelings,
And those Banelings, yeah, the Zerglings all got picked off before the Banelings went in. A little bit of missed micro here from Stalixx.
Yeah, but I think he might have done enough there. I think he might have done enough.
JadedShard's on 3 workers.
GG is called, and Stalixx is going to win 2-1 and will advance to the winner's match. So again, neither of these guys eliminated. Neither of them are out just yet. Because again, GSL style group. Stalixx is going to go on to play in the winner's match against the winner of Eternal and Elite Slayer, and Jaded is going to go to the loser's match to play for his life against the loser of that match.